Hello everybody, Wannabe Reviewer here, and welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell from the title, description, thumbnail, my decked out shirt, and of course my trusty keyblade, which yes, it's actual metal and it's very heavy. Today we will be talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, specifically the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC episode ReMinds. Now, with Kingdom Hearts 3 already being a pretty divisive game, does the DLC give fans everything they were hoping for? Does it leave them wishing for more? And of course, is it worth the $30 price tag? Join me today as I talk about stuff that I thought was good about the DLC, stuff that maybe I didn't enjoy so much about the DLC, and of course, at the end, I'll try to justify whether or not I think the price tag is worth it. Before all that though, as usual, I want to know what you guys have to say about all this. So whether it be during, before, or after the episode, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me whether you like my review, whether you've played the DLC, what you thought about it, all sorts of things. Just let me know your thoughts below. And one more thing, guys, if you're listening to this, and if you enjoy my content, please, it feels like I'm begging, but if you like my content, make sure to subscribe, because, I'm trying to still reach that magical, 1,000 subscribers that YouTube wants us to reach. And anytime someone subscribes and follows my content, that helps me get a little bit closer. So if you like my content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much. With that being said, guys, let's dive in.
Kingdom Hearts 3 ReMinds is a downloadable expansion set during and after the climax of the main game. Though it is collectively known as Episode ReMinds, the DLC is actually divided into 3 separate scenarios: ReMinds, the Limitcut episode, and the Secret episode, which are unlocked in sequential order after the original game is cleared. Starting off with Episode ReMinds, not to get too into spoilers, but if you have reached the part near the end of the game where Sora says that he's in a chase after Kairi's missing heart, then the DLC starts shortly after this and sees Sora assuming a spirit form to travel back in time to the decisive battles between the Guardians of Light and the organization. With the goal of traveling through each of the Guardians' hearts to reach Kairi, players are made to relive past fights against the organization members, though this time playing as characters such as Ventus, Aqua, Terra, and Roxas. Though this part of the game is a bit of a retread, we get some new content when Sora visits Scala Ad Caelum, and we not only get to explore the city, but encounter some new fights from here on as well. This of course leads to not exactly a different ending than the original game, but one with a new, alternate perspective. Now, while most fans walked away disappointed with Episode ReMinds, and many of them felt that it was a letdown, I actually disagree. Reason number 1, I really enjoyed the gameplay. Whether playing as Sora or one of the Guardians of Light we hadn't played as before, I had an absolute blast getting to try out some new moves, abilities, team-up attacks, and when it came to Sora, new Keyblades. Reason number 2, I just really enjoy the story. For instance, though many were disappointed to be thrust back into this part of the game we had already seen before, I actually thought that it was really cool getting to relive some of these hype moments over again. Not only that, but with the addition of new cutscenes, I felt like we got a nice mix of new questions being asked and other moments being expressed better. Finally, I was just over the moon to minor spoilers though it is in the trailers, be able to play as Kairi. Many people were bothered by how useless she was during the main game, and how much of a damsel in distress she was, despite all the Keyblade training she supposedly went through. So being able to play as Kairi in a boss fight where you team up with Sora no less, was super cool, and I would say, almost worth the price of admission alone. Okay, I might be exaggerating that last bit a bit, but seriously, she had a really cool moveset I enjoyed using, so I hope that this translates to a game in the future. Now, when it comes to the Limitcut episode, this one is a bit more straightforward than ReMinds. We begin the episode with a bit of a time jump, as well as a bit of exposition from Riku, that I won't spoil here, detailing what other characters have been up to. After talking to some of the characters from Radiant Garden, aka the Final Fantasy cast, Riku then hops onto Cid's computer, and from here, players are tasked with the boss rush mode, similar to the one in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, though this time against the data copies of the real Organization 13. After the organization's copies are defeated, Riku is approached by the fairy godmother, who hints that dreams may play a big part in the series going forward. While once again players were disappointed in this episode, with many complaining about the bosses being too hard, I have had a great, though frustrating time, getting my ass kicked by the bosses. Yes, this mode is hard, but I think it is hard in that fun way, where you learn a little bit each time you play, and if you can manage to beat all the organization, it feels like an actual achievement. You'd think that all these so-called fans who complained about the base game being too easy would appreciate the challenge, but I guess it is what it is, I guess. And oh yeah, this episode includes an awesome feature called Data Grading that allows you to make custom photos featuring different locations and characters from the game. Already people have got to work making plenty of meme-worthy images. Finally, we have the secret episode, which I find to be the hardest one to talk about due to spoilers. All I'll say is that it focuses on Sora in the final world and his fight against a super difficult secret boss. Along the way, the character Yozora gets involved, and the ending of the game seems to hint that a crossover with the never-released Final Fantasy Versus 13 may be in the cards. While many fans were, once again, left angry with the ambiguous ending, unable to handle the way the series' story continues to chug forward into new and confusing directions, I, for one, am totally on board for wherever this crazy train that is Kingdom Hearts leads us. Now, as you can see, overall I had a great time with the DLC and had plenty of positive things to say about it. From the gameplay to the story bits, to the boss rush mode, and even the new photo mode, I had a great time and definitely feel like I walked away satisfied with my experience. However, with that being said, even I can agree that the DLC isn't perfect and have a few complaints. First of all, I was disappointed with the lack of interaction with the Final Fantasy characters. Though I in no way imagined they would play a big part in the story, I mean, come on, why would they in post-game DLC? I was still hoping that we would get to talk to them more, or at least find out what they have been up to since the last time we saw them. Unfortunately, all we get from them outside of the cutscenes is one line of repeated dialogue each. As for my other complaint, I would argue that $30 is quite a bit of a high asking price. Well, I guess I am glad to be able to purchase some additional DLC this time for a fraction of the price, instead of having to rebuy new content as part of a final mix version. I still personally think that anywhere from $15 to $20 would have been much more fair, and perhaps left people feeling more satisfied with their purchase.
But hey, that's just my opinion. And remember, don't take anything I say too seriously. After all, I'm just a wannabe reviewer. Thanks for watching.